I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right, I have a message from my Father that He want me to speak on. And this mostly about the man's, not all about the women's, but y'all have parts of this, but it's mostly about the man's. Okay, this is what my Father want me to speak on. And it's about the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles, the sisters, the brothers. It's about everybody, okay? So I'm finna speak on this. You know how you lay down with somebody and you get pregnant by these women's. You get pregnant by these mans. Now, let me tell y'all something. And like I said, I'm the truth person. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's up to you to take it or don't take it. You either take it and use it or take it and throw it out the window. Whatever which way y'all want to do it, the truth is finna come out. So, I'm finna call it out just like this. You know how y'all mans lay down with these women and get them pregnant. And now y'all know who y'all laying down with. Oh, y'all know. You know who you're laying down with. You know who is not hookers and you know who is hookers. You know the difference of women's out there that's giving themselves up to everybody, and you know the women's is not giving themselves to everybody. See, you know that, but your parents, your aunties and your uncles and nieces and whatever, they don't know about it. But you know it because you know who you sleeping with. And you know the person that's out there. You know that person out there, even though you hear other people telling you, well, this person is out there doing this person is out there doing that. You already know for a fact that that person is out there. You already know. You just want to hear it from everybody, but you know. Just like you know when a real woman is not out there. Because you know for a fact that that only person or that only woman have slept with just one person. That person knows that. But the family don't know that. You know, they don't know that. But the person that's doing it, he knows it, she knows it. They know it. So the family, they put their 2 cents all up in the business. All up in the business and don't even know what they talking about, but they all up in it. And then they turn around and they look stupid at the end of the day. Because they sitting up and they listening to other people instead of trying to get to know the other person, they go off what other people say. And then when they do that, and then they find out that their son really did knock this person up, then they looking stupid. Oh, that's not your child. How you know that's your child? Do you know who you slept with? Yeah, they know. They know who they slept with and when they slept with the person. They know. Now, I'm going to put it like this. If they on drugs, if they on alcohol, and they out there loving Megan Man, and they out there doing it all willy-nilly with Tom, Susie, and James, then no, they don't know who they slept with. Because they intoxicated and they don't know who they laying down with, so they just lay down with everybody, so they don't know. No, they don't. And that ain't nobody's problem but theirs. And then they get caught up in a situation that they shouldn't have got caught up in, because when you hear other people tell you that this person is out there and you know that person is out there, for a fact you know that, but you just want to try it out for yourself. And then when you do, you done got yourself up in a situation and then don't even know that is your child. You don't know. So if a person give you a hard time and say, oh, I'm not finna take no DNA, you know that's your child. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna take a DNA. I'm not. Therefore, they telling you right there that it could be your child or it could not be your child. Because if they're giving you a hard time not to take the DNA, they letting you know it could be and it could not be. Now, if a woman that's truthful and knowing that they not out there, and you know that some women's out there is not out there, because every woman don't jump from house to house. Every woman don't do that. It's a lot of good women out here that love to just be with one person and only want to have sex with one person. Everybody not out there to be laying down with all willy-nilly. Because like God say, you don't supposed to be out here. And I called it out the other time, but I'm finna call it out again. And which way y'all take it, I don't care. Take it. Because like I said, I'm going to tell the truth. Because that's what I do. If you want to go out there and keep having these bastard babies, then you do that. You keep having them bastard babies, because that's what you are having. Yeah. Babies don't even know who the father is. Who is my father? I don't know, Mom. Mom, do you know who my father is? No, sweetheart, I don't know. I don't know who your father is. I done slept with so many men, so I couldn't tell you who the father is. Daddy, do you know who the mother is? No, son, I don't know who the mother is. I done slept with so many women, I couldn't even tell you who the mother is. See, that's what's going on out there. And these children is so confused because they don't even know who is their mother or who is their father, because y'all out there sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, whoever you want to sleep with. And then when you do get a right woman that don't be out there sleeping with everybody, and you knock up these women that don't sleep with everybody, then the family jump in there. Well, do you think that's your child? Do you think that's the baby mom? Do you think that's your baby mama? You sure she ain't out there sleeping with everybody? You should be asking the person that he sleep with, that you don't know about, that you should get to know about, that you think that because what a person look like don't mean that person ain't out there doing something all willy-nilly. Oh, that's okay because she's fine. She's fine, so she's not going to be out there sleeping with everybody. She's just going to be just sleeping with you. That's what y'all think. Just because a woman look good from the outside don't mean that woman ain't out there sleeping with everybody. And same with the man. Just because that man looking good from the outside don't mean that man ain't sleeping with everybody. So when the parents get all up in the business, and the aunties and the uncles get all up in the business and find out that the man know for a show that he slept with one woman. He know when he slept with 11 women. And the woman know when she slept with 11 men. And they know when they slept with just one person. And they know that's that child. But if the mothers and the fathers get all up in that and they want to find out, wait, why don't you find out that's your child? And the woman say, cool with that. I'm fine with that. Let's do this. Let's find out. Since you already know and you want to confirm this to your family, then let's do this. And then the woman say, so when we get all of this set up and you find out this is your child, we done. And your family is not going to see these kids either. Okay? So that means that the grandma, the grandfather, the aunties, and the uncles done lost out. Therefore, they not seeing nobody's kids. They're not seeing the child's kid. They're not seeing the woman's child. They're not seeing the kids. Because why? Why? Because the man know who he's sleeping with. But a real woman don't mind taking a DNA test. She will take it in a hot minute. Let's do this because I want to prove to you and your family, yes, let's do it. And then as soon as they do it and find out, oh my God, that is your son. That is your daughter. That's your child. Oh, so what now? Your face done hit the floor. Yeah. The family face done hit the floor. And then they looking like, oh my God. How is I'm going to be able to see my grandkids? How is I'm going to be able to see my nieces and nephews? How? Because I sat there and blew that up. See, because that's what y'all do. The dude already know that's the woman. He know that's his child. He knows that he have not slept with nobody else but that person. And the woman knows that too. They knows it. So when they sitting there telling you, yes, mom, yes, dad, that's my baby. I don't have to prove it to you because I know that's my child. That's the only person I slept with. That's the only person she slept with. That's a different story. But if they say, Well, mom, well, dad, I really don't know if that's my child because this girl, she sleeps around with everybody. Because this man, he sleeps around with everybody. So I didn't know that she was sleeping around with everybody until I found out myself and caught her with other people, you know. But if you know that you with a straight woman and you never see the woman with nobody else but that person, you know for a fact that's your baby. You know for a fact. You know. You already know the woman anyway. And the mothers and the fathers and the aunties and the uncles don't know, but the person that's laying down with the person knows the woman. They know. Okay? So when the family get they face all up in the business and they jump all up in it and then find out, oh yeah, that is my grandchild. Oh yeah, that is my niece and nephew. Oh my God, so what I'm gonna do now? I'm not gonna even be able to see my nieces, my nephews, or my grandkids. Yes, that's on y'all. That's on y'all. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It don't supposed to be like this, but it's people out there that parents don't mind their sons bringing their woman to the house and making love to their woman in their house because they trust their son and they trust that woman and they love that woman. So they know that woman ain't gonna step out on their son. You have parents out there that knows that's a true woman, so they don't mind them bringing that woman home and sleeping with that woman in their house. They have parents out there like that. We don't mind because they like that person. You know, they don't mind that. But it got parents out there that can't really see through another person and say, no, that person is not good for you. No, that person really are sleeping out there. That person look like they sleep out there. But then the parents, some parents know that that's true. That woman is sleeping out there. That man is sleeping out there. Because sometimes a parent can see what a child can't see. A parent can see. They can see that. Because there have been many times that my sons have came in the house with girls. And I looked at them. And I told my sons, I say, no, this chick, she's not for you. That's a demon. I call it out right there. I tell my sons, that's a demon. That's not the one for you. So my sons they don't listen. You know how mans is, they don't listen. So I told them, I said, no, that's a demon. She's not for you. That's a demon. So my sons, they go back and forth with me about it. And I like, okay, so that's your business. I'm not gonna get up in it. I'm just telling you what I see. So that's your choice to make. That's what I say to my sons. And I leave it at that. So when I leave it at that, then my sons, they find out that I was right. And then they look at like, Mom, why didn't you tell me? Oh, I told you. I told you that chick was a demon. But you had to find out for yourself. So that's what you did. You learn from your mistakes. What don't kill you will make you stronger. So all parents can do is just call it out and leave it at that and then let their kids find out for themselves. Is the parents telling the truth or not? Just fall back, parents. Fall back. And let the child find out for himself who is right for him and who is not right for him. It's okay to give your opinion in that. That's fine. But then fall back and let them find out for themselves. Once you call it out, let it go. Because parents, you got to look at this. You might get yourself in a situation that you can't get yourself out of. So the best thing you can do is just say what you say, fall back and leave it alone and let them find out from there. Like I used to tell my kids when my daughter dated, date people, and I tell my daughters and my sons, like, that's a good person. You should be with that person. That's a good person. I see it in that person. And they hear me and they, do what they want to do. But I throw my opinion out there. That's what I do. I throw my opinion out there. And I say, yeah, that's a good person. That's the one for you. I think that's the one you should be with. But that's your decision, not mine. That's just my thought. That's just me giving you my opinion. You don't have to take it or not. Make your own decision. But that's just my thought. So I leave it alone. I get back out of it. I fall back. and let my children make their own decisions. So when I fall back and I let them make their own decisions, they find out for themselves, and then they say, you know what, Mom, you was right. That is a good person. I do like that person. Yes. But you have to let your children see for themselves. You don't jump all up in it, parents. Aunties, uncles, nieces, whatever y'all is. Should not jump all up in the business. It's okay to give your opinion, but let them find out for themselves. That's how you do that. Because my my sons will come to me and say, Mom, do you think that's my child? I say, look, I can't answer that for you. That's only for you to figure that out for yourself. What you think? Do you think that's your child? Was that the only person you laid down with? What you think? I can't answer that. You have to figure that out for yourself. You should know who you slept with. If you think that's not your child, you know what to do. You know what to do. That's not for me to tell you. That's for you to do for yourself and find out. Because if I give you my opinion on what I think, it might backfire on me. So the best thing I can do is just fall back and let you find out for yourself. Use your common sense, because that's what God gave us all, common sense. What you think don't feel right, find out for yourself. Find out for yourself. Keep your family out of it and find out for yourself. So you will know if that's your child or not. Your child, do the researches. Do the researches for yourself. You don't need your family to do the researches for you. You do the research for yourself and find out for yourself. Because once the family get all up in it and find out that is your child, they looking stupid at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, they left out in the cold. And that means they not going to even see their grandchildren or their nieces or nephews. Because they blew that for themselves, which they should have just stayed out of it and let the person that did what he did find out for himself. And let the person that she did what she did and let her find out for herself. That's how you do that. If they ask you for advice, you give it to them, and then you tell them the rest is on you. Find out for yourself. Use your common sense. You know what to do. If you want to know if that's your child, use your common sense. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. So, you have a lot of parents out there and aunties and uncles get all up in people's business and then look stupid at the end of the day and find out that is they grandchild and they looking stupid. And, oh my God, now I can't spend time with my grandchild because the mother that had the kids won't let me see my grandkids. That's your fault. That's not their fault. That's your fault, because you should have stayed out of it. You should have stayed out of it. And just let your son find out and your daughter figure this out on their own, because they grown. They grown. When they lay down and have babies with people, they are grown people. They grown. They don't need you no more. They need you for an advice. That's it. But they don't need you all up in the business telling them how to live their lives. They don't need that. You need to stay out of it. Yes. You need to stay out of it. So, yeah, this is what the Father wants me to speak on. That's what y'all need to do. Okay? If you want to know the truth about is these your children's, then do a DNA. And you will know from there. And parents, stay out of your children's business and let them live their life. You lived your life, so let them live theirs. That's all you got to do. Give them their advice. That's fine. But let them live their life. Because what don't kill them will make them stronger. That's how that goes. Thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors, and I love y'all. And I will be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.